and strong. I pray to God to give me the energy we need to keep Jamaica and our people firm and strong. Stand up, labor rights. Stand up for justice. Stand up for truth. Labor rights are proud of their party.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Jamaica, no bother fuss, no bother fight. We did a for the labor right. No shaky boat because a woman will like. We did a for the labor right. The river come down green, it's a pretty and bright. We did a for the labor right. The way me love shower in a green, me baptized. We did a for the labor right. Right now me nah worry about visa, cause we have one of the greatest leader. Me nah run way, go a foreign like triple X and got beef crab leg out a freezer. Out ya fit on green like Tracina. I will say no, we is free for the teachers. We have the prettiest women like Anne-Marie Vaz and sexy Venetia. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Oh no, see Center, my servant center. You know, St. James parameter. Our doctors did have to use garbage bag. Yo, does you go on like you no member? No blessings that flow like river. Every bad prayer return to sender. Dr. Cole and Blair teeth drop out from when PNP never buy them no denture. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory.
Good evening, Libra Roots, and good evening to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive. Good evening, my people. Good evening. Guys, if my sound a little bit slow, I don't know if they inject me with the hospital today, but whatever they inject me with, it have a problem. It have an effect on me. I'm tired. I'm just asleep. I'm kind of slouchy right now. So, I'm going to make you wear off. See? Now, we're going to get into the questioning bit of the brief yesterday. See? All right. So, we're going to talk about a little bit about Deon Jackson Miller. We definitely going to talk about all Bucky Swamps. And we're going to give at least one update. So, let us roll out the evening shoutouts. And then we're going to talk about the saga, the ongoing saga. There's a war of words now between Mark Golding and Daryl Vaz. See? So, let us roll out the evening shoutouts and let's get into it, my people. Remember, as you enter the live, hit the thumbs up button. If you're here for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. See? And guys, big up on yourself. I realize some people start watching ads them again. So thank you very much. See? This is very important to watch those. Alright. So let's roll out the evening shoutouts. Pardon. Beverly Clark, big up yourself. Glenmore, big up yourself. Sylvan, big up. Melody, big up yourself. Cool Kid, King, sorry. DJ, big up yourself. Jakey, big up yourself. Mama Winsome, good evening. Karine, big up yourself. Everton, big up. Larry, big up yourself. Winsome Hall, big up. Big up my moderator lifestyle, big up yourself. Money, big up yourself. Monica Camber, big up yourself. Beverly Lewis, big up. A. Hutchins, so good evening. Lana Hudson, big up yourself. Dunk, big up yourself, my boss. Monica Tennant, big up. Bertie, big up yourself. K. Clark, big up. Winford, big up yourself. Mumsel, big up. Richard, big up yourself. GHMM, big up yourself. Say, can you give a shout out to my sister in hospital? for me. Her name is Louise, Sassol, as I pronounce it. So big up Louise Sassol. Big up yourself. See? Our last Sassol. I don't know how you pronounce that. Big up yourself, nonetheless. The phenomenal one, big up yourself. Bernard, big up yourself. Jean, big up yourself. Evany, big up yourself. Richard, big up yourself. Mark, big up yourself. Corinne, big up yourself. And Beverly Lewis, big up. See? Now, let's get into it, my people. We saw in Parliament yesterday where the PNP, they just can't help themselves, my people. See, at a time like this when the country must be standing together and coming together as one to move the country forward, the PNP continue to play politics. However, before we get into that saga, let us roll out two updates, one from the health and one from education. So let's listen to the one from education first, and then we get to the one from health.
As we rebuild our schools, we're very serious about resilience. And so we have new roofing standards for schools, and all the work that will be done has to be done using those specifications, and we will be examining the work. There are many corporates who've reached out and want to support. Some of those include the Gore Family Foundation. They're adopting 9 schools. We have the Sandals Foundation. They have confirmed that they'll be supporting the repairs to Culloden Infant School, and they're looking at 3 other ones to do. We know foundations like the Digital Foundation have already committed to working on several of our schools. We encourage all of that as long as you do it within the standards. So work with us in the ministry. There are so many schools that need to be repaired. If you want to work on a school, we are here to support you and have it happen as quickly as possible. But all repairs have to be done to standard. And we now...
Okay, so we have a standard that, the government, a new standard that the government has set. So I believe, more school will now move to decking, my people. Because not only do we use the schools for schools, but they are also shelter a lot of them. So it is important that we remove the zinc business and start doing some decking now. See? Alicia, sorry, big up yourself. Light, big up yourself. Melanie, or Meloni, and you pronounce it, big up yourself. Good evening to my beautiful mother-in-law. Good evening, mommy. Nads, big up yourself. And Jacqueline Thomas, good evening. So we would have seen Alfred Daz making a lot of utterance as well. Me not play him for my something none at all, because I can't stand him. See? So this is basically the minister responding to what he has to say. So we just have to go Google what he say, or just imagine what he say. Because me not playing for me something because me not like him. See? Marcia, sorry, big up yourself, Marcia Monroe.
To reassure those who may be concerned and have expressed those concerns, we started training to deal with the possibility of a lepto outbreak from before the storm, or just in the immediate aftermath of the storm, even before we could provide data that there was a spike. PAHO is here and they can validate that. We started doing lab training for testing, securing the testing equipment and the materials, sensitizing our doctors or field operatives to look at or reminding them of symptoms so that they can diagnose before lab test results, and of course reminding of treatment. In that department, we have no issues up to this point. The health team is properly seized with what they need to do, what to look for, and how to address.
So, Alfred Daz, as per usual, and this is why I know so big because him is a big sour liar like in leader. So the government has given training and is carrying on ongoing training for a lepto outbreak. Obviously, we don't really have an outbreak, but because there are 6 or more cases, they had to say that there was, a spike in it. See? But the government is prepared for it. Everybody knows that when there's a storm and after a storm, these things are possible. We have always have a problem with leptospirosis in Jamaica. It is not really prevalent. It is not really to the forefront like that, but it has always been there. See? Lady Dixon, big up yourself. Nielsen, big up yourself, or Nielsen. Sharon Brown, big up. Father Victor, big up yourself. Am I? Good evening. See? So Alfred Daz is saying that the healthcare system is not prepared and all hell is going to break loose and Satan will come from hell, come to Jamaica. That Alfred Daz perpetuate. See? However, no such thing. The government of Jamaica is prepared for this, and they have had training, their secure equipments, and healthcare in Jamaica is on its knees right now because a lot of the facilities are damaged. But the government is getting on with it and doing what they have to do still within the circumstances. So let's listen to this brother here that is on screen, that is known as Bucky Misa, Old Bucky Swamps, El Buck Chapo, and all of the name them that is bad. See, he is, and I deem him to be a threat to national security in Jamaica. And yes, I am talking about the actual opposition leader of Jamaica. I deem him to be a domestic terrorist. I deem him to be a far-right nationalist or a far-left nationalist. I deem him to be a scumbucket. I deem him to be a worm, a vermin. I deem him to be the scumbag of the earth. That is how I look at him. And, many people won't agree with me. Some will disagree with me. But this is my view of him. This is my opinion. He is the worst opposition leader in the entire world. There is nobody in the world that is worse than him as an opposition leader. Point him out, show me if you see him. See? Mark Golding refused to help to do anything to uplift and to rebuild and to build on the progress of our nation. All Mark Golding does is criticize. All he does is to try to find fault, and he never, ever, in a 6 year we know him now as opposition leader, he has never came up after criticizing. He has never came up with a solution to rectify the problem. See? And like Darrell Vaz said, when it is all said and done, and at the end of all of this, the Jamaican people will judge the PNP, and we will judge them correctly. The PNP in its entirety, with all of the leadership and the people at the top of the PNP, they are the biggest hog pen you can find. That is what they are. And a sudden smell. Very disgusting. Anyway, listen to this, my people. We're going to break it down.
Yesterday in the House of Representatives, Minister Darrell Vaz told us that JPS needs $350 billion to...
350 million. It's all like he not even one did it. It's all like he not even just set a big up yourself. Salberg, big up yourself. It's like they might force him for the day. So it's only listen to him. Listen to this.
Yesterday in the House of Representatives, Minister Darrell Vaz told us that JPS needs $350 billion to restore the electricity grid so that people can get electricity. He said that the government is going to take $150 million and lend it to JPS. I asked him, so what about the other $200 million? Are we going to ensure there's a plan that puts that money in place before we risk our 150 so that the full 350 that he said is the amount required.
So who tell Mark Golding say JPS not already have the next 200 and then just need the extra 150 from the government? Also, who tell Mark Golding that JPS as a private public company, see, that has a net worth of billions of dollars? See, can they not get it from their shareholders, the other 200 million that they need, Mark Golding? What make you try to take with for idiot and all we done, you know? Somehow we have sense in Mark Golding. So when you come and play politics with people's life, the government needs to move to a position where they should restore power. See? So that when markets can open back, when supermarkets can open back, the little corner shops that when I blow down, them can get little power so we can buy 2 cold drinks, 2 cold Pepsi and 2 bag juice for picking them and buy a piece of chicken back. We need all of them things there. See, the hospitals need to come off a generator and go back on the grid. See, schools, the ones that are not destroyed, that needs to be open, they need power also. See, we also need power to run our water pumps. People who live up in a hill, water have a pump go up there to them. We need power to restore all of these things. So why is it that Mark Golding move to a position where he say, all right, JPS need 300 million and we can give them 150? Prime Minister, in an effort to get the country back up and running, let us move quickly to give this money to JPS. I mean, lend this money to JPS because it is a loan. See? So that we can get back all our services up and running and the country can go back to normal. See? No, he might criticize and he might find fault. What you worry about the next 200 million for? What that have to do with the Mark Golding? And all of we eat that somehow we have said. Well, I'm people, if you look.
Is the amount required? Is available to JPS? At that point, he went on a tirade, calling people bad mind, heartless, and all kind of foolishness. It was a simple question, it was a logical question, and it's a question they need to answer. Because we need the grid fixed. We need it fixed as quickly as possible. It's going to cost 350 million US to do it.
So you need the grid to fix. And you know how much it's going to cost. And you know how much the government to give. Why you worry about the rest of Mark Golding? What that have to do with you? Eh? If the other 200 now come from the government, and I know the government to give them, what you have to do with the Mark Golding? And even if the government to give them the other 200, I lend them the other 200, I beg your pardon. What does that have to do with Mark Golding? I need somebody to come here and tell me this evening. And by the way, the phone lines are open. Moderators, please put the number in the chat so persons can call in. Save the number how you see it. No space. See? And you have to call me on WhatsApp. If you call me straight, then I'll get me. See? So when I moderator, then drop in the number for me.
The 150 million is on the table. What's the government's solution for that gap? Simple.
And Minister Vaz, I have one more question.
If it's 350 million US to restore electricity, and you're willing to lend them 150 million without knowing where the other 200 million is coming from, which section of Jamaica are you willing to sacrifice by proceeding without sufficient money to fix the problem? So if
I don't think I can bother with it. I think I make more cuss all kind of something in my people. So JPS need 350 million US. JPS have 80% of the share. They have shareholder, they have dividends. They get a call, my people. Greetings, Marlon.
Hey, good friend. How are you today?
Boy, I'm there, you know.
Yeah, I just hear you listening to what the leader of the opposition saying, you know. Even myself concerned about what is he saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you are perfectly right in your entirety, you know. Why does he concern about the 200 million? As if our government is not a fiscal responsible government. Fine. I don't think he should be concerned about that now.
The image
because
where
that
try
should
to
not
portray,
be.
you know, the image where I try to portray out there is that some unscrupulous business is going to go on with the other 200 million. And that him I try to do. I mean, I understand why the rest of PNP them allow him to do that.
Yeah. But you have a very good point, you know. But what I'm trying to ascertain, where is he going? You know, what it is objective by trying to find out what that $200 million is what the $200 million is coming from. Or is it gonna find by the government?
But listen,
but
it can possibly come from the NIR. We know that. See? Also, Andrew Holness has gone out and gotten a lot of concession. He haven't come to us yet to tell us the amount of money that he's gonna get help with. So it possibly could be coming from there as well. Plus, the other part of the country is still functioning. Kingston, all of them places still a function. We can get taxes from them places there and get. And even if the whole 350 million come from the government, we can give them 150 now and the next 200 later. Nothing wrong as long as them are going to pay back.
But you see, that's the thing, though, John. That's the thing I find very disturbing with the People's National Party, is that they don't take time out to do fact-checking. And they don't take time out to analyze financial affairs. Because I'm certainly sure that every discussion that is going to impact the Jamaican people, our country people, it is going to be very much go into a lot of details, very scrutinized by the Prime Minister. I am sure of that. And I don't think the Prime Minister would have allowed the minister to announce a financial mechanism such as this without due process has been followed. So I just find it very applauding by the PNP to trying to spin something to gain popularity, as they always do, because that's their motto.
If I listen to the minister said it was a cabinet decision. So it wasn't the minister's decision. The Prime Minister is also privy to it. See?
There you go. So it goes right back to what I was saying to you. Due diligence has to be followed. Now, let us look at the broader picture of it now, John. What caused the government to find itself now with JPS in this matter, where the government has to now lend JPS $150 million? Let us look back what has caused that. Because certainly it is not the failure of the Andrew Holness-led administration caused that. It is not the bad policy of the administration caused that. It is the reckless and careless management of the People's National Party under the previous leader, PJ Patterson-led government, has caused the Andrew Holness-led administration now to find themselves with JPS, what I would call a win or lose situation. Why do I say that? Listen to what the minister said. Because you know what I find very annoying with the PNP? They think everybody out here are stupid. And they are not bright, intelligent people. I am not so intelligent. I'm not so bright. I just try to do my thing. Now, listen. When Philip Palwell was Minister of Energy, Who was the one that granted JPS the monopoly?
Philip Paul and PJ
That's the question needs to be asked. Who was the one who allowed JPS to do what they feel like with the Jamaican people?
Philip Paul
I can recall many years ago that one lady, she said she has one television and her light bill came to at least $25,000. Who allowed that? It is the same PNP government give JPS that license that the government could not carry in a different light and power company because there's a contract, and if the government breach the contract, this government, then court will be the next step. So I don't want the PNP now to come and trying to play this nice guy as if they are concerned about the Jamaican people when it was Philip Palwell under PJ Patterson leadership grant JPS that reckless, careless and forbidden license to hang the Jamaican people, hang them to a point where that anytime there is a storm and if a man show up him light wire down there, so you the citizens who pay tax pay for it. So that caused the Andrew Holness-led administration now find itself hit with a hurricane. So JPS said, look, I want an extension. So you give me something and I give you back something. That's what it is now. The government said, no, I can't go back to the Jamaican people telling them I'm going to extend your license. It's not going to happen. I rather to loan you the money. Mm-hmm. And when I loan you the money, you pay it back to me. But extend your contract, it's a no-no. What is wrong with that? That's the question I'm asking the PNP.
Also, Marlon.
Yes.
That 150 million that we are lending them, it is very possible that is coming from the 20% that Jamaica owns in JPS. You know? It is very possible.
It is evident.
See? So, must have come from out of taxes directly, and must have come from the NIR. But Mark Golding just want to say, something unscrupulous is going on. That is his aim. But because in reality, all our people them in Jamaica bright enough, so them gonna start things or something. Nothing is wrong. The government is transparent.
And not only that, John. Remember, JPS has what they call corporate taxes, that they incurred on their light and power energy costs, So the reality is that JPS to get the other $200 million, it's not a problem because we don't know if JPS don't have that.
They definitely probably
we don't know.
And then can get it from their shareholders. They can definitely get that from shareholders. And they just have to go agree to pay them.
And they can get it from shareholders too. And the government can lend them that additional amount. But what I think the government is doing, let's give because the thing is that I see Julian Robinson today trying to be this guy. But I will say, Julian, sit down. When you're talking shit. Sit down. Favour Williams knows this. She got this. She doesn't ask for this. And Andrew Holness doesn't give people position based on like. He gave people position based on qualification. So, Mr. Robinson, next time when you come to Parliament and talking, don't talk shit. Because the Minister of Finance can't just get up tomorrow morning and announce any garbage to the country.
Let me ask you a question, Marla. Julian Robinson. Do you know of Julian Robinson working or representing any major financial institution in Jamaica or anywhere else in the world?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. We can move on.
So that's what I'm saying to you. The Minister of Finance is a very critical and important post. So the minister is not going to come because hurricane blew last week. The ministers are going to come to the country with a budget that doesn't make sense. She will have to sit with her technocrats. She will have to get her feedback from cabinet, put her house in order before she come and talk. And I will say to the PNP, leave her alone. Leave Miss Fable Williams alone because she knows what she's doing. Because what I noticed with the PNP, they have strength for women.
Yeah,
when
man,
Nigel
like
was there, they keep quiet. Because she's a lady, you want to jump on her like that.
PNP
but we
like
ain't having that.
Fish party,
Make it clear.
Like
we won't have that. So when Julian is coming up like those big mighty blah, 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 we don't want to hear anything from you because you don't know numbers. You were the one who read the budget and then come to tell us that you didn't read a budget. Go to hell. No disrespect to you. We don't want to hear anything from you.
No man we call Julian either.
Back to what I was saying now. When the government, we don't know if the government don't have that money. The government can afford that to lend to JPS. What I think the government is doing is to allow JPS to carry out their recovery process in short order, as they say. Because if my memory serves me right, I think by January, February, the recovery process will be up. And that's what the minister is saying to JPS.
So
look, if I lend you this money, if I lend you this money, I want the recovery in due time.
You what, Marlon?
So, yes.
Mark Golden and the PNP is panicking. Because when JPS get their hand on this extra funding now, they will ramp up the efforts to restore power quick. And the news will read, Category 5 decimate Jamaica and Jamaica build back in 2 months. And that Mark Golden am run from. Jamaica restore electricity in 2 months after a Category 5 hurricane. And that never happened in a Katrina. That never happened in a holy powder storm hit some other place and mash them up. So that the headline there, them are run from. And that is the problem.
And that is the thing. Even yesterday, you could hear the Prime Minister was in Parliament saying to these guys, look, this is not the time for misinformation because people need to get their lives back together. And that's what the government is doing. They have a problem with the government. Listen, let me tell you something. When you are going to recovery process doesn't mean going down to St. Anne, St. Elizabeth and handing out food basket. That's not recovery process, my brother. That's a part of the process, but it's not the full process itself. Recovery means that you must plan now, put measures in place that in case you hit with another storm, you don't face the same dilemma that you're facing now. And that is what the Andrew Holness-led administration is doing. But the PNP think that giving out $10,000 to each and every Jamaican and putting on their pot tomorrow morning, that's recovery process. That's not it. The government has to make sure that the economy is running and the government has to ensure that all arms of government is functioning, because when the month comes for members of the public sector workers to get their pay, you can't tell them about hurricane. Andrew Holness got this. He's not asking. He got this. He doesn't need any help from the PNP. He only consults them because of protocol. And if he feels to consult them on certain matters, then he do so out of protocol and good governance. But he doesn't need any help from them to run the country because he already knows what to do. That's why we send him to St. Catherine High School.
And
that's why we tell him to take his book.
I can give a headline when I see in the news, Marlon.
Yes.
And it reads, thousands of Cubans remain without power, water, proper shelter almost a month after Hurricane Melissa pummeled the island's eastern region as one of the strongest Atlantic storms in history. By day, family walked towards the nearest river to fill plastic containers with water, and by night, they squeezed together and sleep under tents. See?
But you see that?
Worse than we.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. But look at it. In 2004, when Ivan blew, under the PNP government, under the People's National Party government, how long did we take to get back electricity?
Months. I remember Ivan. I was in Jamaica in Ivan. Months we take to get back.
Months. Right? So I don't understand the People's National Party, what they're getting at. Because all they're concerned about is money. Look at it now. Mark Golding asks for $50 million for each member of parliament. What is constituency going to do with $50 million? Did this constituency eat with a storm? Hell no. Hell no.
Then that the 50 million that them ask for now, we don't care use if you build back a light system, build back a light. Oh yeah, them.
15. 3 members of parliament are 150 million. And the government is giving 150 million, lending it to JPS to recovery process in terms of the light come back. So everybody, the children can go to school, the lady at the corner shop, the PNP woman we are sell downtown, the JLP woman we are sell downtown can put up back her goods and she can put in all the meat, put in all the stuff, get her light up and running. Because when it comes to light and energy, we care less who you are. Whether you're a JLP, whether you're a PNP, we can't allow you to sleep in dark. Because that's not what we as the Jamaica Labour Party practice.
Mama Sonia, good evening. Let me say this, Marlon. In Ivan, we were getting so used to not having current one at the time in Westmoreland. Me did young then time, I was 14. But, you know, we were getting so used to not having electricity, it just became a normal part of life for we at one point. See? We just know so we are use lamp and them look at thing there and camera and them look at thing there. You see me I say? So months we never have current.
Nobody wants to go back to those days. You understand? Nobody want to go back to those days. And I don't know what is wrong with this present opposition. I just can't see, I just can't understand. They are making a fool of themselves. I see the one that Natalie Nita, she make nice for every goddamn thing in parliament. And her constituency is like garbage. She need to fix it up.
Oh, Angela
No major development up there. No major development in her constituency, and she keep winning because the PNP people does not vote on policies and good governance. They vote on who they like. That's a party thing. They don't vote on issues. And every time you sit and listen to Parliament, you could hear Natalie Nita Headley, how she want him.
Angela Brownberg, man. Angela Brownberg and Anita and Angela Brownberg are here.
Everything, every crap that a member of the opposition talk, she up and yeah. And I have never heard that woman get up and give a sensible statement.
Angela Brownberg attack and Anita Headley attack. A Brownberg do it.
I am telling about Nita Headley. She always up and yes. Okay. Like she a jeer around the government. Okay. Need to stop.
So I was told, Marlon, me see on the news say there was an accident on the highway today. 5 persons lost their life. So, you know, we want to send out condolence to those persons' family. You know, in Christmas, yeah.
Condolence.
You know, I too have lost relatives in this time or leading up to this time. And I know how they're probably feeling right now. So, condolences to those persons and their family. You know, it is very sad.
We need to get back together, man, and get the country up and running because Andrew Wellness is not just here for JLP alone, you know. He's here for everybody. Because lo and behold, look at Westmoreland. They are going to be the first set of people to get, which is in my book. I disagree. They should get, but when the other constituency get first, but the Prime Minister doesn't see it that way. He sees otherwise. So I'm not here to question his ability or his judgment.
You're saying, Marlon, I don't know. The clip we do last night, I posted that clip on Facebook where you said they don't forget nothing. All right, now if they ever hold you down there.
No, but what I'm saying is that they are to get, but they can't demand. And that's what they are doing.
We understand, you know, but you know them not going to read it the way
it's all about Westmoreland. And as I said to you, they didn't choose Jamaica. They chose the PNP.
Yeah, man, we understand what
Look
you
at
say, but
Ian.
them not read it the way they at all. Them a say,
Look,
yeah, put
look at
politics in
Ian
it.
Jackson Miller. Look at Ian Jackson Miller. Look at the question she asked the minister today. Why the prime minister don't visit some places as yet? Can't you see these people? It's either they are, I don't know what to say, but something is wrong with this woman, Diane Jackson Miller. She tried to
We have her, you know,
every
Marlon. We have her for
question.
play, you know. But
Huh?
we are wait for the call when you end, we play her. But we have her for play as well. We have a clip with her, you know.
Do you think? I'm here listening. We talk again.
Yeah, man. Manners.
All right, my brother.
Mama Sonia, Turner guy, got big up yourself. Good evening to my beautiful wife. You're late, I'm going to bite out the neck ching. Janet Ashley, big up yourself. Good evening. We did get a call, so make me call back the person before we move to the clip there. See?
Yo, DUJON.
Yeah, deal with Darky.
There, you know.
Man, as I respect.
Yeah, man, me have 2 points. I'm bring upon the program here. One of them, the first one, right, related to one program me hear you, one of the episodes me hear you discuss couple days ago. Sometimes I don't really watch the live them, but sometimes I may just look on them after I can, you know, as I can, you know. But basically, one discussion when me hear you did bring up with what couple days ago with Vaz, right?
Yeah.
Daryl Vaz, where him get a certain amount of money. I think you say him wants a certain amount of money, 100,000.
That are doing Vaz.
100,000 per
Doing
Vaz.
Vaz.
Doing Vaz. 100,000 for each person, right?
Yeah, so him get 10 million for buy emergency supply, but him a say the government give him the money to give persons and each person supposed to get 100,000, but I lie. You can't possibly give everybody 100,000. So 100,000 can build back somebody's house every flatten.
No, but you know the key here to everything. You see, just say that basically him get 100,000, right? Just imagine him get 100,000, and you know, for every person, for each person, right, and a 48,270,000 is a person registered in a film constituency or the whole of Westmoreland.
48,000 in a few. Him did I say a 52,000, but a 48,000 in a few in a central Westmoreland. So I lie my tell.
In a film constituency, all right. Yeah. So 48,000. All right. So if you crunch the numbers, they say it's not really. I'm gonna tell you.
It can't add up. We're doing numbers already. We're doing numbers. It can't add up.
If him for really get 48,000 per person per day, for each of them 48 for that 48 number there, right?
Yeah.
What is that basically the government would have to fuck up over $4.857 something $million. I'm crunching numbers, you know, right?
Yeah.
And that not really plausible. If you run the calculation, for 48,000, multiply that by 100,000. So $4.8 billion the government just him alone.
So
basically multiply that by 63 now.
Doing Vaz.
You see that, really?
And the PNP.
63 person in the house.
You have to take where them say, because I'm tell you something. Where them say them understand, you know. Remember, you know, these people, they're amongst the elite, you know, them understand. Say the people that follows behind them don't understand them, especially down at Westmoreland, I can tell you. The PNP them, if you stop and reason with them and ask them some simple basic political trivias, they cannot answer you. They are just PNP because either they like the color orange or their grandmother or their grandfather was PNP. That's it.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine the mind-boggling number, Bridget. I'm crunching numbers.
We
You know,
do a
that's not
calculation one
plausible.
night, man.
You
We
know
do
what I
it.
mean? All the government are going to find them the breed of money there. For him alone, right? So the $10 million that we might talk about, it no make no sense. You see me I deal it?
But even
And
if we did give them
even,
50
go
million,
ahead.
it still could do.
It 50 million nowhere near where basically it got cost where 100,000 per person.
Yeah, man, it couldn't
Right?
do.
And everybody I forget, everybody remember and I just PNP, everybody with on the registered voters list, right? I forget, right? So that multiplied by $100,000, 100,000, right? So you see the number, $4.8 billion the government would have to fork out.
So this is applied by them, if absolutely mislead the people. And if you look at every single part of the PNP, every one of them is a liar. Alfred Daz is a liar. Zulika Jess is a liar. The lady from down Hanover, I forgot, Perkis, she's a liar. Mark Golden is a liar. Dwayne Vaz is a liar. There's nobody in a universe who liar than Ian Hills. See? Peter Bunting is a liar. All of them. So if them willing to tell lie to gain political power, when they get there, you know things that them gonna tell we nothing with name truth?
Well, I mean, I tell you, them just, when you look on the man, he just look like a rat but rotted, and in favor one too. You know what I mean? I tell you, we can't bear to the man to rot. He knows your life. He just have that way about him.
Damian Crawford is a big liar as well. All of them just practice to tell lie. Julian Robinson, Philip Palwell, the whole of them is a set of liar, and every liar is a thief.
Yeah.
See?
I tell you, my brother, so basically, and what's sad about it, him come and really deceive the Jamaican people day after day. When come and instead that, right, each person forget 100 million. I mean 100 million. We can't imagine that the number per person. Right? And him say it over and over, and people don't believe him. People will probably can't check, and him just probably think Jamaican a fool.
Well, that's a film business. But anyway, we want to get to the press conference, bro. So we can pick up back a call them afterwards. See? So we'll get through the question then. Right?
All right. Cool.
Ladies who want to know if you call in to, who want to hear lady them on the topic them, the audience on YouTube, they love when the lady then call in, so.
Yeah.
All right, my boss.
Really. All right, cool.
Manners
Cool,
and
yeah?
respect, see? And big up to all of me Canadian them. The Canadian them have taken over the viewership for this week. So Canadians are leading with America in cool second, UK in third. We have audience in Ghana, Nigeria, Cayman, Trinidad, Bahamas, several other places. My people, I have to look back on the list, but we are growing. Our audience is growing. I have now moved up from 1% a 13 to 17-year-old watching me to 10%. So that audience is growing as well, my people. The audience from 18 to 24 has moved from 10% to 18%. So, we are slowly reaching where we need to go. So we need to continue down that trajectory, my people, and continue to educate the masses. The elder them watch me most, 65 and over. Them watch me most, so big up my elder them. Much love and much respect.
And we now open up to questions from the media. Antoinette, who do we have first? Is it okay? Good. Go ahead. Good morning.
So how are you doing? All right. So
for some reason this is gone down low. I don't know why.
All right. So
You not hear it?
First of all, I understand how busy the Prime Minister is. Clearly, he can't visit everywhere, but he has visited.
When I listen to that jackass when named Dion Jackson, I say me never say a woman I hate. So me not like she and Alfred Dawes. None of that I told them me not like. Thank you, mommy. My mother-in-law tell me every day so she proud of me, people. You know, my mother-in-law one of my biggest supporters, you know. So big up yourself, mommy, every time. See? When I listen to Dion Jackson Miller now, and listen to them bullshit where I ask the people there.
In some areas. Can you explain why it took the PM 2 weeks to visit the worst affected communities in Eastern Westmoreland, and then seemingly only because a bunch of Caribbean prime ministers were visiting? Second question, Commander Gale speaking at the PAAC last week when asked about...
Thank you, baby. My wife is also very proud of her husband, my people. You know, she's always here supporting me as well. You know, and it is good to have a supportive partner. You see, when you're a man and you have places to get to in a life, it is important that you have a female that is supportive of you. Anytime you have a female supportive of you, there's no limits to where you can get to as a man. Why do you think Andrew Holness is so powerful? You think he not influence my wife? One of the things in wife, now give him ideas and help him along and being shoulder and in rock. She is, and that is why he's so strong for us. See? So we have to understand the little thing there. You know? So listen to Eliad now, my people.
About relief work and how MPs didn't know when relief teams would be visiting their constituencies. Explained the process and said what happens is that they contact the parish disaster coordinators before going in. Can you explain why relief teams wouldn't be notifying, not just notifying the relevant MPs, but also having them as an integral part of their relief team? And why is the relief effort seemingly so centralized and not community-based? 3 opposition leaders said yesterday at a presser that the opposition hasn't been invited to sit on any committees dealing with the relief.
Sir, if you have to pause the video, my people. But let me say this too now. And we need 40 more thumbs up for 200 thumbs up, my people. So see if we can get me 40 more thumbs up. Dion Jackson Miller is being allowed too much extra room. And she asks too much question. And she going like she a bullbuck and Duppy Conqueror. One question then for make she ask and run her out of a place. See? She asks too much question. And since when Dion Jackson Miller go a press briefing go ask question. She is an activist of the PNP. And she's activated by them, and it is them that send her to do what she's doing now. See? When I don't see Dion Jackson Miller press conference ever, I do them something until now. Until recently. Eh?
Work. Can you say if this is so? If it's not true, can you say what committees they've been invited to be on? And if it is true, why is that's the case? And fourthly, at this point, it seems clear the government doesn't have any intention of convening an independent oversight committee, despite your previous assurances at previous press briefings. Can you say why that is? And for clarity...
So it look like all of we live in Jamaica except Dion Jackson Miller. Dion Jackson Miller now say they invited the opposition to join the committee and the opposition refused. And now is saying that the government is not talking to them about the issues. See? So it's like she not realize or she not remember. Cause maybe she older now, maybe she have dementia. We don't know. But it look like she remember say just last week the PNP before they activated Buju Banton said they're not interested in joining any oversight committee. We don't there. I mean one did there. We don't remember. Eh? Oh.
The real-time audit being done by the Auditor General, very, very important, but can't be a substitute for that. And in relation to your own portfolio, Minister, obviously very important to get the schools back, but we've been getting complaints that some residents, especially in Westmoreland, feel they're being pressured. Got a report yesterday that teachers have been visiting and pressuring people to leave, and they feel when they don't feel they have somewhere safe to go to. Yeah. I'll stop there.
All right. Thank you very much. that East Westmoreland question was the same exact question I got in the Senate on Friday by one of the opposition members. They said the same thing. Why didn't the Prime Minister go to East Westmoreland? Why it took him so long to go there? And I had to show in the Senate a video of the Prime Minister in Westmoreland 48 hours after the hurricane. So I'll do that one. And I know Minister Mackenzie is going to take some.
I guess Dan Jackson Miller never see the video them with the Prime Minister in a Westmoreland 48 hours after the storm. Eh? Boy, I don't know what we are going to do in Jamaica with them, my people and my people. I don't know what we are going to do with them, my people, how we are work against the interests of the country. They are not patriots. And in a no other country, this would not be allowed, you know, not even in a great America. Trump run him from there and run him from out there. And him have to move up. We're back too much foolishness in Jamaica all the time.
Other ones. The opposition being on any committee, just noting that the Disaster Risk Council has the opposition on that. That is one. In terms of the new initiatives, I have said time and again that Cabinet is looking at using the national partnership as an oversight body. We've not finalized anything yet, but that's what we've been looking at. And the National Partnership Council has the opposition on it. We have two representatives from the opposition. There is Senator Lambert Brown, and there is also Anthony Hilton on that committee that also has the church and the private sector on there, and academia and other trade unions are also there. So that is what we are looking at, and I will confirm once we have a final submission in Cabinet on the disaster, on the new committee, NARA, and how that committee will be overseen. Once that is done, I will come back here and give you the final decision that has been taken. But no final decision has been taken, and we believe very much in the oversight element, that it has to go outside of government. I think the others were for you, Minister Mackenzie.
Yeah, just first of all, I think you answered the question about the
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to something else. Okay.
Well, in relation to the question of the Prime Minister taking 2 weeks to visit the areas, the Prime Minister did yesterday explain that Jamaica don't have the luxury of a lot of helicopters. The Prime Minister did, within less than 48 hours, visited all the parishes that were affected. So the Prime Minister did, in fact, visited all the parishes that were affected within the first 48 hours, but a more extensive tour was done in Westmoreland because Westmoreland was the area that the hurricane entered the island. And what the Prime Minister did by taking the team of CARICOM leaders was something good, because the Prime Minister could have gone to St. Elizabeth, he could have gone to Hanover, but we went to Westmoreland, and no one should try to put anything, any motive at all whatsoever with where the Prime Minister have visited. Okay, the Prime Minister have visited all of the affected areas. In regards to the opposition's claim, the committee that was established is a subcommittee of cabinet. So you have to be a member of the of cabinet to sit on that subcommittee. So this argument about not sitting on relief committees, the minister, my colleague have just outlined that based on the structure of the National Disaster Response Committee, the Prime Minister is the chairman, I am the deputy chairman, the leader of the opposition is a member of that committee. We do have meetings, and I recall having several meetings during burial that we invited the opposition spokesperson on local government. I don't want the impression to be given that the government is bypassing the opposition. There's a committee that was established in Parliament. The opposition refused to sit on that committee. The Prime Minister outlined the steps that we are taking to have an inclusive Jamaica in the process. We're just getting out of the hurricane. It is going to take some time to put the structures in place. And I would urge the media and other Jamaicans to respect the fact that the government has been working and things will come around. Everything can happen on the same day.
All right. In terms of schools, that is a concern, obviously, in terms of them being used as shelters. But we obviously have to always be on the side of compassion. There are people who don't have anywhere to be. I don't think anyone will wake up and say, I want to be in a shelter. And so we understand that. And so the last week when the Prime Minister was here, he said that he had asked that the shelters be decommissioned. But that has to be...
You see, China, I tell you no what my China. You see, when you are Chinese and Chinese government realize you're dunce and you're dumb, then carry go lock you up and educate you. We need to start to that in Jamaica. Starting with Dan Jackson Miller and all of the PNP advocates there.
Done while we find alternative spaces for those individuals. So once Minister Mackenzie and Minister Purnell Charles say that they have a new facility for those individuals, they will be moved. And so as a Minister of Education, obviously we are usually saying to them, remember, you need to do this. You have to move very quickly because you want to get schools back. But we understand that there are people that need to still be facilitated in those shelters. And so we're continuing to maintain that. I think those were all the questions, Antoinette. Next one.
Good morning. Yep.
Teams aren't engaging with the MPs was answered.
Oh, okay. Commando? Relief teams, MPs, do you have a sector around the relief teams engaging?
Government to appease.
Okay, so he's dealing with the parish teams.
The system that exists does not allow the ADPEM to interact with the political directorate. In every parish, there's a parish development committee, which is chaired by the mayors of each parish.
You hear that?
The parish disaster coordinators work closely with the ADPEM, and everything that is done is filtered through the parish development committee.
You know, hear Mark Golden yesterday say he has his people on the ground and there's more people, more PNP councillors and mayors and blah blah blue, and the government is not helping them and is not giving them anything to do. You know, hear Mark Golden yesterday. You know, listen to the minister now. You know, have to listen, you know, Jamaica, because you say if you don't listen, you know, going to miss what PNP them do. It is all about politics and nothing to do with the upliftment of the country.
We are all members of parliament. In every parish is a part of those committees. And the ADPEM should not be interacting with the political directorate so anybody can accuse the organization of being political. So the organization deals directly with the structure that exists, and that is what has been done for years, and we will continue to do so.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Minister Mackenzie.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning and welcome back.
Nationwide news here. Question to Minister Vaz. Can you give any updates on the resumption of the rural school bus program, specifically in Hanover? You know, one of the MPs in Hanover, the Western Hanover's MP, was asking for a resumption of the service.
Is that the school bus program that was opposed?
Yes,
same one?
same
Okay.
one.
All right, just checking.
So that question was raised to me in Parliament yesterday by the...
You see it, God? The PNP is now asking when will the school bus program be reinstated. After they said they didn't want it and they were going to discontinue it had they won the election September 3rd, they would have discontinued it on September 4th. That is what Damien Crawford said. And look now, they're asking when is the school bus program going to be restarted. I don't want a wicked and more hypocrite people them than this, eh? Why may I tell you?
Member of Parliament for Hanover, for which I passed it on, and I received a response this morning to indicate that the Hanover school bus has been reactivated. It operated yesterday and it operated this morning. So I'll be passing that information on to the Member of Parliament. I have asked them to give me exactly how many school buses were rolled out in Hanover this morning, and I'm awaiting that answer. I'm just checking to see whether it has come in as yet. But to say that the school buses are operating in all parishes where schools are open and road access is available. The only places that are not is the areas that schools are still being used as shelters, and road access for the size buses make it unsafe to travel.
And an update on the fees for the students.
Suspended until December.
So 0.
So we had originally indicated that the fare structure would start November 1st. Hurricane hit October the 28th, and so we have moved that forward to December. We reassessed it in January, but obviously it's not only the worst affected parishes that were affected. The entire country has been affected, and of course, people's lives and livelihoods.
So you won't pay any money on the school bus until 1st of January, or after 1st of January. After school reopen, after the new year, my people. 5, 6 of January, whatever. See? So they have extended the no fee thing till January. See?
Been affected in different ways, but in education, as you would know, is very important, and therefore we have to facilitate and accommodate the children to be able to continue to go to school even in times of adversity. Hanover is rolling.
Thank you, Minister. Oh, there's more.
Yeah, my second question would be to Commander Gale. In terms of the communities that were marooned, I know we've received an update on how they are now in terms of the status, but in terms of the people that are in those communities, now that they're no longer cut off as they once were, how is the recovery efforts going on in those places?
There were 8 presenters, so I do have questions for 4 of the presenters.
Take out on the tea, take out the popcorn, and jaw up a seat, because I'm not going to want to hear this. Or listen to this. This is what I've done, so I'm there, you know, listen to the one.
The first set of batch of questions is for Odpim, Commander Gale. You mentioned that there were 16 people missing. I want to understand, I brought this up the last time, but why it is that every so often we get a JCF message on Twitter about somebody missing, and yet we can't get a list of missing in this instance. 2.
You hear that? I go pull up here so I couldn't hear. See? I go pull up here so I couldn't hear, because I don't want to say nothing bad about the lady and I don't hear properly. See?
So I do have questions for 4 of the presenters. The first set of batch of questions is for Odpim, Commander Gale. You mentioned that there were 16 people missing. I want to understand, I brought this up the last time, but why it is that every so often we get a JCF message on Twitter about somebody missing, and yet we can't get a list of missing.
The lady say, every so often on the JCF website, it says that somebody is missing, but yet they can't get a list of the people that is missing. So when time the JPS posts say somebody missing. Only see one picture there. I said the person are missing. And then come from this place and they did a weird this. Only see that. And you can go back to count the amount of people them that the JCF said is missing. Eh? Big up in a Craig. Boy, me no know what go happen in Jamaica, brother. And them people I don't call journalists, you know. Then stupid. That's all I can tell you now. But anyway, we continue to listen. We don't have no tea and popcorn.
In this instance. 2, is it 360,000 people affected like you've said in the past, or is it 600-something thousand people affected in the past on the website of ODPEM right now that need aid? And the Prime Minister had said 900,000. So I wanted to clarify some of those figures in terms of how many people are we trying to reach systematically for aid distribution.
You know hear that? I'm not going to make no commentary. Make me tired. We wake it play.
Also, are you delivering aid on the weekends? And then 4 for you, how much has been deposited in the ODPEM accounts now? How much has been spent on aid? How much are you in control of as the head of ODPEM? Who controls the amount of funds that has been deposited in ODPEM? The second set of questions goes to Minister Vaz.
Can I attempt to answer the others first?
Oh.
So
No. Can we just have all of them? Because remember, the ministers have to go to cabinet. So let's take all of them and then we'll give you one set of answers.
Okay, Minister Vaz, you mentioned that JPS is saying 300 additional linesmen would cost $75 million each month. I just did some math. 470 linesmen, $75 million. That's US 159,574 per linesman, $25.5 million. If it's 300 linesmen, that's 250,000 US per lineman, $40 million per month. I want to understand if they had a schedule to come back online in April, May, prior to needing this cash. How is it that if they would have had maybe, I'm just assuming maybe everything in place in terms of infrastructure needed to come back online for that time, how is it that 300 linemen additional is costing this much money? So just clarification on that. 2, there is an NWC situation where we've been dependent on GPS power to power water supply, and the Minister of Overseeing NWC recently said that in terms of, to a question of a journalist, the NWC, yes, they're exploring renewable energy in some instances, but there is a concern that if NWC were to be powered by renewable energy completely, it would hurt JPS's bottom line, which would mean higher bills for us as customers. My question is, in the negotiations with JPS in order to renew their license, have you encountered or engaged them in any conversation about getting NWC, factoring NWC as not a customer anymore, and how they could plan for that, so that people in disasters can continue to get water regardless of the power situation? And
sure. So, let me ask Zara this. So you live in the hills of Montego Bay. So you live in the hills of Cave in Westmoreland. In a Bluefields and them place, the Belmont, all of them places. You live in the hills. So you live somewhere in a Grangeville in a Jankro Mountain or somewhere. And you need water to come up a hill. Can somebody explain to me how you get the water from the main if you go up a hill? See? Because I want to try to understand Zara logic, my people. So I want somebody to explain to me now. How you will get the water up a hill without electricity. Somebody tell me. When I say if I them mad yeah, we have to put up with it in our country all the time. I don't know why. Anyway, we continue to listen. We don't have no tea. We don't have the popcorn.
Obviously, that may have an impact on bills. I want to know if that has been assessed at this point. And lastly, on this $150 million investment that the government of Jamaica is making in JPS's restructuring, I get it, it's an investment in the economy. I just want to know, has there been a factoring done of cost to us as JPS customers in terms of light? How will that affect us? The next batch of questions, Mr. Burbick. Cost of the 2,500 containers, cost of the overall modular units, okay. I think the public calls them containers, but I will say with your language, modular units. Can we get the cost? I asked about the cost of the 2,500, the overall cost to the consumer who is about to purchase this when it comes in. Those were not mentioned, wondering about those figures. And then last batch of questions for you, Minister, is you had mentioned a spreadsheet of all the aid that's been received, and at some point it would be made available. I wanted
to... the Prime Minister say, when the modular home then come in, you know, there'll be some that is different shape and sizes. See? Them pre-order them, so they don't make it. Them in a process of make it. So after when time they have one good amount of them, some of them, most of them will be to the NHT. And that is who will pay them. Then the Prime Minister can come back and tell us, see, we have some modular house, one of them have 500,000. One of 1 million, one of 400,000. But we're going to help you if you buy. What happened to them people? They don't say a storm and a disaster. Eh?
overall spreadsheet now, because that 540 million that OPTEM had mentioned a couple of weeks ago as having been deposited in OPTEM doesn't seem to reflect like the US 22 million that we got from the United States, or we were supposed to get from the United States in aid, because obviously that would be in the billions. And so I'm just wondering if you are going to be giving us the spreadsheet of all the aid that we've received from different aid agencies and also from different governments around the world.
All right. In terms of the aid one, I'll take that one very quickly. Remember that much of the aid that's committed by many of our multilaterals is not cash. It is in kind. And so all of that is recorded by OPTEM. OPTEM has their system of WC water. I think it's really...
So if you're like PNP, them we're going to say then kind, no cash. She never said coin. She said in kind. See? Meaning, they don't get physical money, then get the product that the money is worth. So we just set that straight, because we know we have some back of the school. And go to school back. Go take man. Some of them, because enough of PNP supporter them are woman. See?
The linesman, Minister Vaz.
Yeah, so for a long time, I stuck on reconnecting my people. I don't know if I come back. I don't know if you not hear me. But, yeah. I get a message them say I'm stuck, but I don't know if you not hear me. Tell me if you not hear me now. See? Now hear me? Alright. For a long time, I just stuck. I don't know how I go on. Yeah. So, alright, we'll continue to play.
And they come with materials. So when 300 linesmen come to Jamaica to assist the 170, they'll be coming with barges full of equipment, very expensive equipment that has to be rented, to make sure that they would be able to carry out the tasks that they have been mandated to do in the time that they have been made to do. So bottom line is, if you get 300 linesmen they will need to rotate those linesmen because they would only work those linesmen for 18 hours a day for 30 days. So you'd have to bring in a new set of linesmen for the second 30 days, or you'd be using burnt out linesmen who are working at the minimum efficiency because obviously of the stress of the job that they are doing. So it is not 300 linesmen divided into 150 million US dollars. There's a lot more. What I can say, as I said yesterday in Parliament, once the arrangements have been finalized, it will be scrutinized to make sure that we are getting value for money, and we will also monitor the schedule that has been agreed on in terms of the restoration period and the areas. All of that will be made public, including the final loan arrangement documents and the terms and conditions of that. What we don't have is time. People want light.
All right, we are giving a loan, and that loan is fully secured with any situation that may arise, whether or not they get a new license or they don't get a new license. If they get a new license, which is 2 years is the expiry, they will be able to refinance themselves and pay us back the $150 million. If they don't, we are obligated to buy the assets of JPS, which means that our $150 million will come off of the table first. The shares will be our backup in case of any eventuality. We would have preferred shares in JPS. So essentially, we would have control, not only of our...
Same thing me and Marlon talked about earlier. The government have sense, have decent people we are deal with in a situation. See? So if the contract not renew, we 150 million secure because anybody will come for negotiate a new contract, they have to take off 150 million off our value at JPS. So we get back our money either way. See? And if we are going to buy back JPS from them, whatever JPS is worth, they have to take off 150 million off our value when we are buy back. That is what the minister is saying. And that is smart.
For licensing destiny, which is the most important to me, but also the fact that at the end of the day, the $150 is a loan to the JPS. Instead of them having to borrow from somewhere else or somebody else, which would take a much longer time, probably at a much higher interest rate, we are bridging that gap so that we can restore 2 to 3 months earlier. I just don't understand what's so difficult to understand and comprehend about a straightforward, smart, simple, compassionate, and responsible government action.
All right. In relation to the bills...
The question was asked yesterday in relation to the impact of the hurricane. The 3 alternative energy sources that we use, Clarendon, Old Harbor, and Montego Bay, one was out of commission for 2 days and one was out, and two are out for 3 days. So the impact of the change of fuel source would be minimal in relation to that fallout. And in relation to the loan, the JPS has to borrow money any which way. So this new money that they are borrowing from the government would probably be beneficiary to the customers based on the interest rates that will be negotiated, based on the fact that we are very mindful of the fact that any higher interest rates than normal interest rates would have an impact, obviously, with a pass-through to the customers. So the government and the Ministry of Finance, I'm sure, will take that into consideration and work out the best interest rate possible to minimize any impact on the customers and people of Jamaica.
All right.
Unfortunately for me, I'm not the line minister as yet for NWC, but I think in due course, Minister Samuel will be here, and I know that the Prime Minister made mention in one of his speeches about using alternative sources to make sure that in hurricanes, we were not dependent on JPS. And as a result of Beryl, I know that there's some main water supplies that have already gotten generators, and I know that there's a lot more that are in procurement to make sure that water can be in the pipes in the case of any disaster or catastrophe.
All right, I'm getting an SOS from Cabinet because we are an hour and 19 minutes late. During Burbick, you have to answer a question on the modular on aid. I did. That was the first one I answered.
I don't know why they always appease Dan Jackson Miller.
Who was complaining of the shelter.
Okay.
Sorry, let me just repeat that.
Mm-hmm.
Since you answered me, I got communication
Sure.
from the residents in the shelter.
Soon, Mrs. Strin. Soon, we have a co-host. Let me see, I have the option here. So I think the option come at the start of the live. So we have a plan out it. And then we can do a co-host. See? So me message you after this. Or message me and we plan it after this. See? Big up yourself. Positive Jamaica.
Is the content primary school, which I think you mentioned is the one that isn't open yet. And what they said was that they were told to be in a particular part of the school, but that part was damaged.
Okay.
And they're knowing, I think it sounds to me like it's the admin block from what I've heard, and they're being told they have to leave. They're in distress. They have nowhere to go.
Well,
can you comment on what you would say to the residents because they're asking?
Well, what we have said is that we have to treat everybody as a human being. We have to treat them the way we'd want to be treated. If I were homeless, I would want to know that people would be accommodating to me. And we have said that we have to take care of those who are in the shelters. We cannot move them out until we have another facility. And that is what Minister Mackenzie and Minister Charles have been asked to do. Once there is an agreement in terms of where they will go, then they can decommission the school. But we can't decommission a school.
What the government need to do is ask one of them big country. They ask even the UN for one of them them massive tent, the two of them, one for man, one for woman, and we can have some bathroom facilities, build some porta potties and some shower area. See? I make certain say a kitchen is there. I would just use one ball ground, one ball field somewhere and put up a tent them. Just like how we have the field hospital them, we can do a couple of that in a couple of areas and move them out of school because we need the school them. We can't afford for the school them not come back online quick I pitney them dunce already. And we can't afford no more dunceness in our country. We don't see what we have to go through with Dan Jackson Miller and Zara and all of them, all of who want to see Michael Manley send go to school. The whole of them dunce like a 10 duppy bat. See? Because they go to school and their book was just marked. They don't do no work. So this is why we are get them a kind of idiot that know how to do things. Big and done, see all of them. See? So we need to move out the people them out of school for build back the school them. So the people them can go to school. And we can have some bright people in our country. And we don't have to deal with people like Zara and Dan Jackson Miller and the rest of them. Only a reporter them from Nationwide. Them actually a good reporter, then go to school and then take them book. Everybody else dunce like 10 duppy bat.
Or have somewhere to go. And that is the policy of the government, and the ministry will intervene too. The PS is here. She will be intervening with that school just to make sure that that is very much understood.
And that the residents aren't pressured because they feel distressed.
Yeah. And I can understand that would be very distressing, and we don't want to do that because
Me no hear Diana. Me no hear the George Wright call Cliff show today again. What happened today? You don't talk to me. You don't hear what happened with Cliff and George Wright? Anybody have it? Send it, come give me.
so many people have lost everything. They've lost everything. And we have to be very caring about that. And preserving their dignity is at the center of everything. And so that should never happen. And we're going to ensure that it does not continue. All right. And so this has been a long meeting and I've been abandoned by all the ministers. But it was very important because I think it does show that there's a lot of work that's happening. Government is more than the ministers. There are many agencies with very capable people who are working really hard to assist those who need the assistance. And
so all in all, my people, we wanted to get through that. I wanted you guys to hear how dunce Diane Jackson Miller and Zara, the junker lady is. You know, good questions by Mahiri, as per usual. For a young lad, you know, that is just coming into the game and he's outshining those two absolute Neanderthals. They have been around since before cavemen. As a matter of fact, Diane Jackson Miller, you know, her face is this lean because she have been around since before death. Saying before mankind start death. So she been around from people that live till them 1,000 years old till people start dead and she's still there now. That's why she's so ugly and her face so tough. See? But anyway, our government is being responsible. And when we say responsible, we're talking about fiscal prudency with our finances. See, they are doing the responsible thing. And the deal that they are working on with JPS, it is a good deal. And it is important that we get back, our energy systems up and running. It is important. Christmas a come. We don't know what I like for Christmas. Eh? When I make PNP, I tell them, say 350 million and governmental lend JPS 150 million and where them all getting next to. We don't care. We just want back current. We want Christmas come. We can freeze with Cyril and we can freeze with turkey and well, Jamaican people need turkey, but we can freeze with goat and we sitting them and we want to cook Christmas. See? Our Boxing Day we usually cook. See? So we want back with fridge and we think them up and running. And we want with radio and with TV so we can play Silent Night and them little thing there. What I'm doing? When I hear that, it is going to benefit the Jamaican people. And if it's going to benefit the Jamaican people, why not? The guy who is in charge of which contract? The TPD cutting? I never call him when I come off my life. See? But anyway, my people, listen. It is important that we spread, you know, this kind of message out there. There's not a lot of positive in the media right now about the government. The media in Jamaica is actively trying to work against the best interests of the nation because they are not nation builders and they want to tear down Jamaica to remove a black prime minister to install a white one. See? Us, the regular Jamaicans, the right thinking Jamaicans, the rightful Jamaicans, we have rejected that notion and we continue to reject it even now. See? But the media is doubling down and they're trying to fight against the best interests of the country because they do not like the prime minister. Why they don't like him? Because he's black. Plain and simple. See? Have we had black prime ministers before? Yes. But this one, he is black and intelligent. And black and intelligent normally get assassinated in this world. See? However, in this case, this prime minister is not minding anybody's business but ours. And he's making sure that he's going about our business. Right? So, not only the prime minister, we have a super cabinet. You see all of these persons that the prime minister gelled together and put them in the cabinet, all of them are hard-working people. When you look at the prime minister as the head, when you look at Dr. Horace Chang, when you look at Desmond McKenzie, when you look at Pernell Charles Jr., Robert Nesta Morgan, Favour Williams, Matthew Samuda, Floyd Green. When you look at the whole entire cabinet, everybody performs. Everybody is performing well. Not one person is lacking. We don't have no complaint about one of the ministers that is in the cabinet. When you look at that, See, they are doing wonderful for the country. And I believe they should all be given a medal for that. See, they are delivering for us. And the PNP then can't bear it because what the headline will read, my people, what the headline will read January, February is that murders are down. Hurricane Melissa come and tear up Jamaica and electricity has been restored in 2 months. Water have been restored in 2 months. Crime continue to go down. And right after that, they're going to see now, enter build house. You see them house, the Prime Minister, they give away social house in them, and them going to build back the people eventually. And the government are going to start build back house, structured house, proper house, give people. And PNP can go beer. You see the headline there. Because that will bring political capital for Andrew Williams and people will love him because of that. And then can beer for see. So they already a try for this start. They already a try for this roppy. Wanna look at something as simple as this. The government ring fence our money. The money is secure. And not only is that the money is secure, my people. We're putting it in the Jamaica emphasis on Jamaica public service. That's something what we need. We don't know other power company are one. We need it. The Jamaican people is relying and depending on power. Electricity. And instead of the PNP coming and saying, Prime Minister, we have disagreed on many things. But I have walked the length and breadth of Westmoreland. And I see the desperation. And we need to get back businesses on their feet. And get back the students to school. And get people to start living their regular life. We must do all that we can to restore power. No, them a complain say, government are going to lend JPS 150 million. That is ring fence. That is safe. Where them all get the other 200? We are worried about JPS other 200 million for. What that have to do with your Mark Golding? Bucky Massa. What that have to do with you? Bucky Swamps. What that have to do with you? El Buck Chopper. What that have to do with you? Watch you can't get none of our money for thief. Uno hands is off. We can't get no hand in our purse string. We're not allowing it anymore. Lift up. And anybody who can bear and don't want to see country develop, go on. Mark Golding not have to live at Jamaica. Is a UK national. Take up your family and go on to Mark Golding. Pack up your wife and your pin in them and go on. You know, see, you know me, we know good. Things where you're opposed to, you're not supposed to oppose in a them time. Yeah. Mark Golding is the worst opposition leader the world has ever seen. I'm not show me one worse than him. We're tired of Mark Golding behavior. I am tired of it. I don't know about Uno, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of how you PNP them behave. I'm tired of them. See? What the government is doing, it is the right thing. See? And if the JPS need the whole 300 million or 350 million, the government should provide it. Now we get up back with thing them. What the government need to do is tell JPS, say, start putting the electricity underground. Let's put them in culverts and put them underground. Or culvert or anything we want to call it. And put it underground. Let's get rid of the light post business. See? So when you build your house, the electricity come through your foundation. You have to build pipe for you come in your house. So when rain fall out, the flood out, you still have light. Because it is covered underground. That's how we need to start doing now. I must pump your money in it. If you want good things, you have to pay for it, my people. Mark Golding do not represent the Jamaican people well as opposition leader. See? And he's working against the best interests of our nation, and we must not allow it. Me tell you, you know, so we did for say tada to them, you know, we did for completely obliterate them at last election. Mark Golding have to run away already. We would have him, you know. But no, we don't give him tail in him back. So him tail cock up in him back now. Eh? And I tell you, say, what do? You give Mark Gold any strength now if you walk and oppose and tear down the whole of Jamaica, and that is what he's doing. That's the way I do. People will have to stop thieving light at some point, you know. People will have to stop thieving light at some point. What the government can do is give you a discount and you pay for your light, you pay for your energy for your whole year. For example, you pay 150,000 and that cover your electricity use for your whole year. But that gonna need competition in our market. See? So we have to have other energy providers. So when one a thief and criminal, we say, all right, we are move, go next one. So that will drive down the price them, because when time somebody knows, say, boy, my profit I go hit, you know, because one next somebody did it or two other somebody did it. So my profit I go hit. They will keep down the price them, keep down the price of energy. See, only when time a shock happen in a world, or you have to spend much money if you buy a barrel of oil or whatever, them the things that we cost, you know. But Jamaica is rapidly moving towards renewable energies anyway. We're almost at 50% if we're not at 50% already. See? So we are rapidly building out our solar, and, you know, wind farms are up, and, you know, government are doing other things to bring it down, to bring down the cost of energy. But we need competition in the market. Who Margie attack though? Marjorie, I mean attack. Who they say a thief? Me? I Bucky Swamps. If a Bucky Swamps say attack, yes, him a thief. He rob with a fit zap. And rich. That is good, Diana. If you send home a solar generator, that is good. Every household in Jamaica need to try and get a generator now for times like these, because what we have in America right now, the temperature is going to continue for warm, because Trump don't believe in a global warming, so Trump is still fracking. Trump is still drilling for oil. You know, so drilling for oil can cause earthquake and any good thing. Trump has also announced that there will be new nuclear tests now, so they're going to start test nuclear bombs again. You know, say that will cause the earth to warm up as well. More and more people are buy vehicle. When you're looking at 1 yard, one man have a 6 car now. See? So all them things they help warm up the planet, the people. And that is going to have a catastrophic effect on places like Jamaica. Jamaica is prone to hurricanes, and it is prone to earthquakes. See? So we have to start building our defenses on our coastline, because we are prone to earthquakes as well. We are also prone to tsunami. And many years we not get none of that. The last tsunami come, earthquake and tsunami, was Port Royal in the 1600s or something like that. So all years we not get a tsunami, but we cannot rule them things out. See? Because where Jamaica is positioned, and every single hurricane that has ever been out of the Gulf has affected Jamaica in some way. If I even look at rain, we get every effect from every hurricane. See? So, based on our position. So we have to try and fix the little things now, and try to go green, and try to do all the things that we can do to kind of stave off liquor, and then look at something about the bigger country. They have to help. Pardon, they have to help. If they don't help, we go scoop my people. Plain and simple as that. But what we need to do, we need to move to a position where we are taking the necessary steps, like putting the electricity underground. So when everything tear down and mash up and we build back, the infrastructure is still there. You just connect back your wire them and you're good. See? We have to do that. But anyway, my people, we got another doctor appointment tomorrow, my people. So this is with my GP, It is at 9, so hopefully I am here to start at 12. But if not, so me nah say me nah come on, but we no look out for me a morning. We might could start a little bit later, but we don't know. It is expensive to go underground, but it's not too expensive. Anything we need to do to move a nation forward, you need to do that, Mike Johnson. See, we the people just have to go pay for it, plain and simple as that. See, by the way, we'll sooner tomorrow, my people. See, big up on yourself, much love. Show our labor rights.